So this video, I'm going to talk about the awakened empath. Okay, my empaths, chosen ones, listen very closely. The awakened empath is the one you have awakened from the deep sleep. Okay? Something has triggered you to wake up, something happened in your life, and you've been triggered to wake up. But in this particular video, I want to give exclusive attention to waking up after experiencing narcissistic abuse. So one of the things you will experience, my chosen ones, is that you're going to get a general awareness of what narcissism is. Now, when I'm talking about narcissism, we can talk about different types of toxic people, psychopaths, sociopaths, and whatever, and the list goes on and on. It's similar energy, okay? They do a little bit of different things. They move different, but it's similar energy. If you look at them, they're all doing the same things. Now, the awakened empath is the enlightened empath, okay? Is why sometimes, most of the times actually, now I no longer do the intros like before, but you guys have heard me talking about this is the channel of truth, enlightenment, freedom, and the channel of breaking empaths free. That is exactly what I mean. You become the enlightened empath. You're the empowered empath. You're the one that got away. You're the one who is aware. And this awareness will also push you into another state, a different state of consciousness. But you see, the thing is, as an awakened empath, you have been in the battlefield. You have been battling with these demonic spirits for the longest of time. Okay? That means that you know the whole game plan. It just simply means that you know their playbook. You know how they move. You know what they do. You're aware. You're educated. Your intuition is on point. Your discernment is on point. So you really know what they do. One of the things you will experience is you might start running into people. That may happen in the first months of your journey, post-awakening. You run into people who are always going to try to make it look like you are the problem. Okay? He's the problem. He's the narcissist. Look at him. Look at the way he looks. Look at his eyes. Look at this and that. So you are going to meet a lot of people, narcissistic people who are going to be projecting narcissistic energy towards you. An awakened empath is a very dangerous empath. That is the empath who knows their power. Okay? They know their power. They know what they need to do. They know who the problem was and what the problem has been. And because of that, they have learned how to defend themselves. So, on their journey of enlightenment, they are also becoming bulletproof empaths. And eventually, they are going to become narcissist repellents. Okay? Those are the kind of empaths who will repel any form of narcissist. Whenever they try to bring their energy, that empath is going to mirror back that energy to them. And because the narcissists don't want to see who they are, they cannot look at themselves in the mirror, they will be on their feet. And they'll be out of the way. Because one of the things you guys need to understand about these demonic spirits don't want anybody that is mirroring back to them what they are doing. That's how they operate within people. Is why when you try to tell a narcissist to hold them accountable, that's why you see them, they are going to become extremely agitated, irritated, in some cases aggressive. They may even sometimes want to attack you if it's necessary, because you are trying to mirror them something they do not understand. They know what it is, but they've been running away from themselves for a long period of time. So now you're projecting, or let's say you're mirroring that energy back. And they cannot afford to look at themselves in the mirror. Okay? So they become very disturbed by your frequency. Wherever you go and you're an awakened empath, you're going to meet a lot of haters. People who think you don't know what you're doing. Okay? When I was starting my journey back in the years, I used to get some comments. So, he's a narcissist. Those kind of things. Is that a magpie? Probably, I don't know. So I used to get those kind of things. Oh, he's the narcissist. Whatever, this and that. They used to kind of like, project that energy. But the thing is, I know who I am. Well, I didn't back in the days, back in the years, but now I know who I am. That is because you are projecting energy back to your toxic abusers. Okay? And this is something they cannot stand. It is something that is rubbing them the whole way, the wrong way. You are mirroring, you are showing them a true reflection of who they are. Okay? And they cannot handle that. So, as an awakened empath, you're going to meet so many people because you have found the light. The awakened empath is the person who has found the light. Even if you haven't, you're moving towards the light. Okay? You're doing the work to move towards the light because you cannot stay in the darkness forever. So you're moving towards the light. So you're always going to run into people who are going to they are going to enjoy being around you, maybe talking to you, listening to you, things like that. Maybe if you're doing what I'm doing. But among those people also, you may start waking up people because you see, an awakened person also is capable of waking up other people. Let me repeat this for you one more time. An awakened individual is also capable of awakening up other people, whether they are good people or whether they are the toxic ones. So sometimes you may also run into narcissists who are running away from themselves. Okay? And this is a very powerful video, guys. You need to share this video. You're going to run into narcissists who are running away from themselves. They're hiding in the shadows. So when you're out there, you've got an awakening, whatever, you're doing your thing, they will come, they will show up. And the first thing they are going to see when they meet you, you're not afraid to mirror back that energy. Okay? Because you've already battled with these people, so you know their game plan. So you will not even hesitate to mirror back to them that energy. It is something they do not see coming. It is something they do not want. Okay? So for a person who is a toxic person, we are talking about an individual who is extremely toxic. They have never done any work on themselves. They're not even planning to start anytime soon. You are going to be a complete reflection of that energy they are trying to portray towards you. So if you hear people telling you things like, oh, there's a possibility that he's the narcissist. There's a possibility that she's the narcissist. You just have to understand. That whole thing is not personal. It's just because you are simply giving them a taste of their own medicine. Okay? So they have been used to throwing it out there, giving it to different people. You know what I mean? But now, for the very first time, you are mirroring everything back to them. And it's a very tough pill to swallow. So they don't know how to handle this. They don't know how to handle you. They don't even know what to do with you. So is why a person, especially the empath who has just awakened, in the early stages of your awakening, you're almost going to look like you're the narcissist, because you have been battling this battle for so long, to that degree where a lot of your behavior and actions will almost look like you are a narcissist. But the difference between you and the narcissist, you're doing the healing work. Because an empath, I've told you, is an empath who always tries to get out of the darkness to move towards the light. So you are doing the best you can do to heal, because you have been used and accustomed to these people. Now you're finding a way to heal yourself so that you can get back to your authentic nature. But the toxic person doesn't do that. Okay? So it is going to depend on the people that will meet you, or the people that you will run into. It is going to depend on the energy they will try to bring towards you. If they are good people, they'll get the best out of you. Okay? You have a lot to offer. Maybe you have a lot of insights, you have knowledge, you have wisdom. There's things you can share with them. But if you run into narcissists, the first thing you're going to hear, oh, that person is a bad person, they're a toxic person, is why sometimes you see a lot of these narcissists, they go on a very massive smear campaign. You know, the moment they discover that you have detached from them, you're not falling for that crap, they are going to become extremely irritated, and they're going to run behind your back and go to smear your name, because they have got to hold that image. They're the victims. They always need to be the victims. Okay, so they're going to switch up the roles so that people will not catch up on them. She's toxic. He's toxic. I used to tell her this and this, she would do that. We used to do this, or we used to do that. Now they're going to try to pour all this garbage on your name, because they want everybody around you, mutual friends and family members, they want everybody to always have that image that they are the victims and you has always been the problem. It's why the smear campaign is born, because you are trying to get away from this toxic person. But they cannot handle being looked at in a certain way. So they need to continue running away from themselves by smearing your name. So these all things are not personal. As you continue to educate yourself, my chosen ones, on this whole thing they call narcissistic abuse, you stop taking things personal. Okay? You understand you're powerful. That's the reason why they had to come towards you to try to leech off of your energy. But you see, you're at a point whereby you have no more energy to offer toxic people. You cannot deal with that crap. So basically, when you have set boundaries, you know how to protect yourself. You have got your boundaries in place. It is going to seem very toxic to some individuals. So when you meet toxic people, they are going to be the very first ones to call you toxic. But you know who you are, empaths. Okay? An empath is always an empath. An empath is an individual who has got a stop button. The empath knows where they need to stop. Okay? And they are not some people, they are not people who get a kick-off from hurting other people, breaking down and hurting other people. So sometimes they can feel like, okay, this is not necessary, they can walk away. It is only when you try to push them harder and further, you really try to take them for a ride, that is when they are going to be able to fight back, because they know how to protect themselves. They have built up their defenses, their protection mechanisms. There's nothing you can do that can get to them. But if you try too hard to push your way into their lives, they're going to break you. So one thing what I know with an awakened empath, that empath is going to break any form of toxic individual that will come their way. And even before they do that, first of all, they're going to try to step away, because they know where their power lies. They know what they need to do. But they will not do it unless they have been pushed to the limit and they have to do it. So you may see them sometimes getting away and separating themselves from the equation. But if you keep on running, because that's what narcissists do, they keep on running and pushing your battles, try to push this one, you're walking away, they're pushing that one, you're walking away, you're pushing this one. Now that's when the whole thing gets out of hand and you will stop and fight back. Now that is eventually the time when you're going to become the toxic one. They are now going to start calling you toxic. You're not toxic. You know who you are. You are only toxic for some people who don't want the truth. Are you guys following this video? Share this video. You are only toxic to the people that don't want the truth, because you have come into the truth of what is going on. So there is people who don't want to hear that truth. They don't want to experience it. They don't even want to hear it. They don't want to see it. But you can lash out that truth unapologetically. That is exactly where you become the toxic one. So an empath is always an empath, like I've told you. Okay? They have not walked away. They have walked away from toxicity. They are walking towards the light. The narcissist has already stayed in the darkness for the longest of time. They cannot get out of that frequency. So you are going to be the empath that you're meant to be when you do meet the right people. The people who can understand and resonate with your energy. But for the other ones who can't stand you, you are always going to become a toxic one, because you have become a super empath who is also a mirror that reflects back energy to toxic individuals who have got a lot to hide. Are you guys following this thing, how it goes? So if anybody calls you those things, whatever, don't take it personal. You know who you are. You don't need to explain. You don't need to stand there in circles, going around, up and down, and back and forth. You don't need to explain anything. Let them be and walk away, okay? Because the more you explain, the more they're going to take you for a ride. And they're going to continue gaslighting you, because in their image, in their mind, they want you to be toxic, okay? They are hoping that you become toxic because that's who they are. So they want somebody who looks like them. So don't take on that energy. Walk away. Do not react. But that doesn't mean you're stupid and you cannot fight back or even protect yourself. So let us know what you think about the video, guys, in the comments below. You guys know I do love and appreciate your support. Please book a session if you want to. You may donate or support my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description below. And until then, I'll catch you guys in my next one. There's almost signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.